jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. Jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show.
Join us as we cover many an insane movie and numerous cult TV phenomenons. Are you ready to get jacked up? Are you with us? Then listen on.
Listener discretion is advised. It's a jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. Jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. Jacked up review show.
Welcome all, as we do various voiceover spoofs this very episode. I got Bad Movie Addict, Thomas Lindaman, back on the show.
Hi, I'm Peter Graves. Welcome to Biography.
And then we got OnlyFans amateur and cosplayer Luke Yanez.
Why, hello and welcome aboard. We'll be sure to show you a great time.
Great time. So we are talking about the one, the only Morgan Freeman.
Wait, you told me it was Dua Lipa. What the hell?
Dua Lipa, Morgan Freeman, they're pretty much interchangeable.
If you want, we can talk about Morgan narrating the lyrics to a Dua Lipa song.
Oh my god. You know, I'm down for that. Bring it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Let me look up some random Dua Lipa lyrics.
Now, which would you prefer for like a biography film? Morgan Freeman playing as Dua Lipa or reversed?
I mean,
Definitely the former. Definitely the former.
either way, this is going to be an LGBT-friendly movie. If they're I play.
Is she LGBT?
No, I'm just saying if you're having a guy play a woman.
Ah, okay. Nah, my mindset was just like rubbish, just random like WTF casting, like.
Fair
Nothing
enough.
in that aspect, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna be friendly to the community. They are more than welcome to indulge in the film.
An Albanian London-born singer gets to play a Nigerian ancestral African-American guy. Awesome. I love it. Love it. I love it. As long as it's not a white guy trying to play either of these roles, we're in business. We're good. So, I'm gonna just circle around because we're always just casual here, and the newbies go first. So, Luke, join us, Luke. So when did you decide that you were gonna start checking out other movies that starred this godly actor?
He just kind of came around just at random. I wasn't anything I was really like checking out his films. Are you just talking about throughout the years, like just growing up and watching his films or whatever he's a part of?
It was impossible to avoid. He's gonna be in a bunch of movies.
Well,
He's like, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, when I first started taking notice of him, when I was younger, and I was just kind of getting somewhat familiar with actors, but he stood out mostly when he was God in Bruce Almighty. That's when I first like legit noticed him.
Really? Okay, nice.
Nice. So
now we have
third stage of his career. So there you go.
and now we have to worry about him being typecast.
Although the typecast kind of has both worked to his advantage and to just basically parody. I would ask my pals in like theater class in college, is like, can you even do like an impression of Morgan Freeman? And some of them were like, yeah, and others were like, well, I don't know. I mean, does anyone do Morgan Freeman better than Morgan Freeman? So it was an interesting conversation. And yeah, no, I personally, I mean, I couldn't not see him on my screen, every weekend on TNT or some other just cable channel, because this is like, he was in so many movies, regardless of whether they were for kids or were for adults, and just to name a few. I mean, just Unforgiven, Outbreak, even dark comedies like Nurse Betty, and of course those Alex Cross movies, based on James Patterson's novels, Along Came a Spider and Kiss the Girls were always on, and the list just kept getting even more outrageous when you see him play a prisoner in The Power of One, and then be acclaimed by by Islamic priests saying he's a very convincing Muslim in that Robin Hood movie from the 90s. So it's like, yeah.
Damn.
Yep. Yeah, no, so I was a fan for life in 7th grade. So yeah, every junior high and high school always played an edited version of Glory. They would just take out some of the N-words and the cannonball decapitation at the beginning, and boom, it's PG-13 all of a sudden. But yeah, and so that instantly got me into war movies, and I had to follow every movie he was doing. I was like, this guy, he is dynamite. I see why everyone's just gives him all this acclaim and just can't take their eyes off him. He has your attention, and you believe everything he's saying. So, Tom, when did you decide you were going to do your best impressions of Morgan after watching all his movies?
Well, actually, I have to tip my hat to a comedy troupe up in Minneapolis. They do a Christmas show every year, and the one year I got to see them live, they were doing readings of 50 Shades of Grey as read by Morgan Freeman.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wow. And based upon that, I decided I would devote my life to becoming
So that was like an
Morgan
audio
Freeman
book
impression.
that was voiced by Morgan?
It was voiced by somebody doing a Morgan Freeman impression. They were, and throughout the movie, and throughout the show, they were also referencing different movies. I think some of them he was actually in. There's one called Deep Impact that just I can't do it justice. You would have to see the show completely to really see the impact of that.
Hey, live comedy. We love live comedy, man.
Oh yeah, and I'll go back even further. Morgan Freeman was on a children's show when I was growing up in the 70s called The Electric Company.
Mm-hmm. Little known fact, guys, there was something else besides Sesame Street that was on.
Yep. And if I remember correctly, he played a character called Easy Reader.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
When
And
he's
he
not,
was also,
the vampire saying, "I want to take a bath."
But yeah, that's where I first got my experience with Morgan Freeman, and then later on, as I grew up, I kind of realized he's turning into Michael Caine on us.
Yeah, and so I'm not surprised whenever I see them in the exact same, movies. It's like, yeah, they probably got the same agent too. So
It could be the mirror universe version of Michael Caine. I would like to go on a road trip. So would I, mister? So would I.
And by the 2000s, when he just started making cameos as himself, I was never surprised, and just, or that he would narrate a movie, and so you'd see his credit. You're like, wait, who did he play? Oh, that's right, that 5-second narrator at the beginning.
That guy.
He cashed it in, and he knew what he was going for, and it was inevitable. He's gonna do it, And,
Yeah, and War of the Worlds and
Conan the Barbarian.
March of the Penguins.
March of the Penguins. I think that's when he definitely became spoof mode. I mean, even in Robot Chicken, and I've seen recently, when he was the Visa narrator for almost a decade, and then they fired him, and then it's like so many reports were saying that CNN report was bogus, like they literally took out something he was saying as being risque, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't buy it. It just doesn't seem his character. He's just a nice dude.
Is a moneymaker. I should
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah, just ask Charlie Sheen.
That's not to say that Morgan Freeman does not like to get freaky with a few people.
Oh
Oh my
God.
goodness.
Oh God. So yeah, I have been fortunate enough to see some of his various movies, but yeah, doing some research, I had no damn clue that he served in the Air Force at
Oh
his
wow.
time. And then he was a dancer, and then, I knew about his stuff as being an extra because I'd seen coincidentally, his first movie, The Pawnbroker. Sidney Lumet did. That was about Holocaust survivors. Pretty visual movie. Not a pleasant movie, but a good movie nonetheless. And so, yeah.
Company.
Sorry, go ahead.
He was on the Electric Company.
Right. So around that, this was before that by like 3 years, and then
I think his name was Easy. He was the character Easy Reader.
Yep. Easy Reader, and then I see that he has like a recurring role on Ryan's Hope. Go figure. But I have definitely seen Death of a Prophet, a TV movie where he plays Malcolm X, and it's not very well produced, but he's pretty good at Malcolm, even though he looks nothing like Malcolm. But yeah, it's interesting how he just, for a while, he'd just show up in all these various miniseries. He's got like an episode of the 80s version of The Twilight Zone. I've seen Clinton Dean where he played a crooked businessman who gets beat up by Andy Garcia. Resting Place was interesting where he plays a dead army friend of John Lithgow who's trying to get him proper burial ground. So I'm just used to seeing him just pop up in just TV movie of the weeks. But yeah, fun fact, he really did start getting some award kind of attention in '87 with this movie called Street Smart, where he played a very violent pimp. Basically his training day of the 80s.
King Kong, not nothing on me.
Right. He got both an Academy Award and a Golden Globe nomination for Best Supporting Actor.
I don't think I've seen too many movies where he's yelled.
Really? All right.
Not that I can think of. Like a lot of movies I see him, he's often soft-spoken or stoic.
Well, some movies I even forget he's in. Like, he's Clean and Sober as like one of the sobriety testers, and I'm like, yeah, but that's like one scene. But yeah, Lean on Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's playing the principal who's like, I'm not gonna have my inner city school, be misbehaving here in New Jersey. But yeah, after that and that awful Bonfire of the Vanities where he's the judge, yeah, then I think after Unforgiven, then he's like, I'm going back to being the gentle giant. I'll be the authority.
Driving Miss Daisy was probably his breakout film role, I would say. That was his first Oscar nomination, I believe.
Yeah, that's where he became a sweetheart and with the awards, and then it's just like, after a while.
Shawshank Redemption established his narration.
Right, get busy living or get busy dying.
And a new friend came to Shawshank Redemption in the year 19-something or other.
It's part of the movie. Take him away, the movie's not the same.
He had to deal himself with some bull quiz.
Wow.
How'd y'all feel about him in the movie Dreamcatcher?
Oh God, he had wonderful eyebrows in that.
He's so he seems to like he figures it. He knows it's not a very good movie, so he's just gonna act crazy, which he did well.
Yeah.
Like the cast seems to be having fun.
And everyone was like, "Oh, Stephen King can't go wrong." I'm like, "Yes, he can."
Can't he though?
You're right. And
the cast is entertaining in that, particularly like the guy who gets possessed by the alien. Like he's clearly having a blast doing like his normal British accent and then his American accents.
Oh, pretty much. And so
and Jason Lee is just manically funny in that, I found. Like
right. And just that all-star cast and how you're constantly getting all the other characters mixed up with one another because they just all look similar. Like Damien Lewis looks almost like Tim Oliphant, and then Morgan Freeman, he's already was a military like supporting role in like Outbreak, and I guess he figured, hey, it's the same. I'm like, well, the eyebrows.
Tom Sizemore Dreamcatcher, right?
Yep. Morgan Freeman gets away in a...
Donnie Wahlberg was the dimwit, the slow friend, Duddits.
Mm-hmm. And so
art imitating life.
I
pretty much.
Who himself turns out to be an alien, which I believe is not how the book goes, I've heard. But I mean,
so it's an adaptation, so it's not like a full-on like novel cover type of.
Suggested by.
like there are certain phrases are from the book, like the phrase "fuck me, Freddy" is like from the book, like a lot of their weird slang.
Wow.
Or like SFE, and I guess they're
right.
And maybe their love of Scooby Doo.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
Now, "fuck me, Freddy" was something that Andy Dufresne heard in Shawshank Prison.
Oh, there you go. That would totally change the nature of the movie. That would be great. So he plays a dick police lieutenant in Johnny Handsome, which is a great Walter Hill movie, and then pretty much he directed that apartheid South African film Bofa, which stars Danny Glover and Alfred Woodard, based on a play. And then, yeah, same year, around that same time in the 90s, he's in Seven, and it seems like everyone kind of, I don't know why, is like, everyone would often just say, hey, I love or hate Brad Pitt in that movie, it's well written and everything, but everyone seems to forget after a while Morgan Freeman's just like the only pleasant like detective in that movie who doesn't have any deal. He's just like, nope, we're here to solve a case, son.
Like his last week on the job.
Right.
He's just already seen. He's like been there, done that with stuff he's seen. So.
Oh, pretty much. At that point, this is where he almost became like Sean Connery, where it's like, if he dies in this movie, it will automatically suck.
I mean, my only real complaint about Seven is the title, like how it's the stylization, because Seven doesn't look like a V.
Yeah, it just
so it makes
like a jigsaw puzzle.
It's like, it's just that's awful.
Maybe that's the point, but maybe it's also just over heavy-handed and pretentious. So I don't know. Yeah. It's a good movie, but
it is a movie. Depressing as hell, but good.
It's good. Too good. Too fucking good.
It's like Gotham. It's like a Gotham City if it was like 3 times as worse.
Yeah, it is like, and then you got the Joker, and it's like, yeah. So when I saw The Dark Knight, I'm like, yeah, they totally got this from damn Seven.
But of course, they had to sanitize it because it's much more of a accessible film for families.
Right, PG-13, baby. Have all those murders off screen.
It was still it was not like, I'm seeing like 8-year-olds being taken to see that. Like, this movie was not really meant for. It was definitely a hard PG-13 to me.
Oh yeah, and I saw other guys who were way older. And it's like, you clearly did not see the trailer. What made you think this was going to be like 60s Batman?
It's rated PG-13, which the last movie was rated PG-13, and I mean, sure, the last Batman Begins was like as at times violent, but still, it's like or just being who the people who were involved in the making of it.
Right, and I know it's so funny how I even forget Morgan Freeman's in that, because he has such a bigger role in the 2 other Dark Knight films. You know, in the first one, he basically creates the Batmobile. The third one, he is pressured by the villain to activate the nukes that they've somehow illogically smuggled under the city. Makes sense by a movie that's trying to be realistic.
A comic book.
I know.
Villains in comics always are able to do some crazy Machiavellian,
crazy ass shit, man.
I mean, hell, big collaborations and Dark Knight Rises were just like, how did you pull all this off?
Right, and all these mercs, how do they communicate to you when they're, you got this Darth Vader mask on your face, but
with your Sean Connery voice.
You're right.
I was born into the city, and I want to get.
Right. I'm going to unconvincingly stomp on everybody. But speaking of nukes, did you guys ever see Chain Reaction?
Oh yeah.
I've heard of it with Keanu Reeves.
Yep, Keanu Reeves and Rachel Weisz years before.
I love Keanu, even like in bad movies, he's still at least entertaining.
Mm-hmm. It's a movie that you can either say is good or bad, but basically Andrew Davis just took his same formula from The Fugitive and just said, and how about we apply it to where these guys are looking up some hydrogen and a U.S. cover-up, and let's have Brian Cox years before Bourne Identity and X-Men just be the bad guy.
Oh God, Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, years before she and Keanu were in Constantine, they're in this movie, and she was like just slowly coming on the radar for years before The Mummy. So
Yeah, which I'm gonna guess is a movie that also science accuracy does not exist.
oh, I'm sure.
Like, I mean, it's like, is this scientifically accurate? Does it matter? Not really.
No, why would it? But it's an interesting premise.
So is Keanu supposed to be a scientist? Because
He's a whoa scientist, but yeah.
Whoa.
He's a machinist, but yeah. And Morgan Freeman is, of course, the typical, I'm a good guy, but I'm working reluctantly with the bad guys to track you down, and yet I'm going to help you by shooting one of the guys in the elevator while they have a cigarette.
I know nuclear fission. I do.
And almost watching it nowadays, it makes me wish he had somehow been in the Matrix. He's like, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Whoa, this is how you're in the Matrix.
It was at this time that I showed up to tell you how to fix the Matrix. Yeah.
A man's got to do what a man's got to do.
I know there were rumors that Sean Connery was also offered the role of Morpheus, which itself is just like, oh, I would have loved to have seen that.
Yep.
Let me tell you about the Matrix Neo.
Instead of doing freaking Highlander 2, why don't you do Star Trek 5, Lord of the Rings, and the Matrix? Boom. Do it.
You shall not pass.
You shall not pass. Spock, I am your brother from another mother.
You don't have a brother. I do now. Oh.
oh. Careful, if you sneak in a bunch of O's, then it sounds like a Christopher Walken impression. Oh.
Ow!
It was a starship.
Oh, God.
Star Trek 5. Go.
That's fucking amazing.
I'll tell you what God needs with a starship.
All right. What does God want with a starship? Yeah, and there you go. And then have Morgan Freeman play God there decades earlier.
I need a starship.
I need a starship to get to the wormhole.
I need a starship.
I need a starship
please.
to drive Miss Daisy.
Shatner, your days are numbered. Oh, God. Why can't we rewrite film history?
Hey,
so guys,
multiverses are real. Maybe there's one where Morgan Freeman that part.
So, love it or hate it, Amistad, I gotta say, is a pretty underrated historical legal drama. Mal Flanders is another rare dent in his resume, much like that damn Vanities movies, so it's best left avoided. But when Deep Impact came around, when you weren't saying, hey, I kind of like it, or hey, it kind of sucks, at the end of the day, I think everyone can agree, you would totally vote Morgan Freeman for president.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
He would tell the truth. And this was, I saw it around the same time I saw his 60 Minutes interview in 2007, where he's like, if no one wants to talk about stuff, stop talking about it.
And I think I've heard Deep Impact, most people say it's better than Armageddon, but I mean, is that really hard to do? Have you ever heard the commentary track by Ben Affleck for Armageddon?
Yes, I've heard.
I've heard the clip of him talking about how, like, he asked Michael Bay, wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't it make more sense to train astronauts to be drillers? And Michael Bay's just like, shut the fuck up.
It's a blockbuster movie, dude. No,
it's like what's the art? You put it in the ground and you drill.
Drill, baby, drill.
And it's like, look, I'm not trying to compare what oil drillers do, but yeah, it would make way more sense just to have astronauts learn to do this because it's drilling.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
At least you got Poor Bears a crazy run.
Oh man, it's insane. It really is.
I mean,
and then there were all these other asteroid knockoff movies for a while where it's like, I'm just gonna keep Sci-Fi Channel on all day, and eventually the bigger budget asteroid movies will be on as well.
Oh yeah, hell, after Twister, I remember a string of like tornado related movies coming out.
Right, and after that was pretty much when I saw how everyone would be so judgmental about budgets and everything, is like I just started just saying, you know what, at the end of the day, all the plots are pretty much the same. The budget is irrelevant. If it's all the same, it's whether or not it's entertaining is a whole different story.
Yeah, like
Yeah, the question I have with the asteroid stories on Sci-Fi, did they ever combine it with an animal?
Missed opportunity there.
What? Combine it with what now?
Like blend it with an animal or something, or some other wacky premise.
Oh.
I think they've had the most of the time it seems like if you
got it.
have a creature feature, it's already kind of like Men in Black or something, where it's like an asteroid has hit the Earth and then something emerges from there. So they go back to like 50 speed pictures, like spiders emerge that are mutated or some shit. But yeah,
I got it though. I got the pitch.
I'm listening.
You have an asteroid coming towards Earth, but on the back of it is a giant roach. Asteroach.
Roach. Oh baby, who's gonna film this bad boy? Sam Raimi, Joe Dante, who?
I'm gonna push for either Roger Corman or Lloyd Kaufman.
Ooh.
Lloyd Kaufman might be more realistic. Roger's getting up there. I think he's pretty much retired.
he's like 96 now, I think.
Yeah,
He hasn't directed a movie himself since 1990.
Yeah,
It's not like he's going to spend a lot of time on this either. They can do this on the weekend.
maybe.
He'll find a decent score for it.
Oh wait, compromise. Charles Band, Full Moon.
Ooh.
He's got time. He was able to film Corona zombies for nothing, so yeah, he can totally do this. and then
get a slightly well-known actor who's like desperate for money to be in a room for a day. Maybe Eric Roberts.
Oh yes.
Eric Roberts' phone is
his career. It's weird that the same year he did a Talking Cat, he did like the same year he did The Dark Knight, he was in something like way lower. Like his career is varied.
He does not care. He really doesn't, and he is interesting in that all his other pals like Daryl Hannah and Mickey Rourke are in just total shitville when it comes to their career, and he knows how to basically like get a brief recurring or guest spot role in a big scale show.
And I think he recorded a Talking Cat at like 15 minutes in his living room.
Yeah, and that's why the sound quality is so terrible.
I'm sure.
Right. And
sounded incredibly drunk at times. I'm Duffy. I'm a talking.
Well, and what's funny is he pretty much is just like, hey, if you amateur filmmakers want to use me. I'll do it because money's more important at the end of the day.
Funny about that though, like Johnny Whitaker from Family Affair playing the dad in that, like he was at times trying. Like
trying.
He was like trying to give a performance, not just like
trying.
You know what? I give credit when actors at least try.
Right.
Like sometimes it can be funny to see them just be miserable, like Graham Greene in Atlantic Rim.
Oh God.
Like he's just like, I'll be in your movie, but I'm not emoting.
Right. Dennis Haysbert and Battle Dogs, where he's laughing. That's the thing. Oh yeah, and I would not be surprised if Morgan Freeman has his whole life just demanded cue cards, because I know that's Eric Roberts' thing now.
Christopher Walken's known for cue cards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's even funnier because his vision is clearly just very bad. Like he needs glasses on just to read it. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Come on, know your lines.
At least you know he's gonna say it in a way that's entertaining because he's not gonna say it like a normal person.
I guess so. They put up with it because they find him so entertaining.
He almost plays Han Solo. It's like, oh my god, I would love to have seen him as Han Solo.
He's a nice guy.
Not a little much, but he's got it where it counts.
He's got it where it counts, baby. I got a pistol.
I love you. I know. Joey, get us out of here.
Get us out of here. Now.
We'll be celebrating life. We'll be celebrating Life Day before you know it.
Oh, God, yes.
Who knows? He may put more effort into that than Harrison Ford did, because Harrison Ford, oh man, that was probably his most miserable.
He still was, even when he came back for extra paycheck on The Force Awakens. This is like, yeah, dude.
He was less morose than that, but oh my god, it's like just his reactions in the holiday special are just amazing, because it's like, yep, I'm in this.
The holiday special should have been nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award. Oh my god.
I should have gotten high beforehand like Harry. She is out of it.
He is out for the count.
You can see it throughout anytime she's on screen. Like she does not know where she is.
No, she
And I
was
can't
coked
blame
up around
I
that
don't
time.
blame her. It's
Oh
like
man,
Richard Burton in The Exorcist 2 when he like got shit faced.
right.
Well, again, he did that with a lot of movies, but that one in particular, like he apparently had been like on the wagon for a while, but then during the making of that, he got off the wagon.
Oh yeah, he was on, as to quote Trailer Park Boys, he's on some kind of shit wagon. Oh man. Oh god, that's great. So this brings me as a transition. Has there been a performance where you felt like Morgan just really didn't try, but he was still entertaining, or where he didn't try and it stood out like a sore thumb?
Oh, there's that movie he did recently with Ruby Rose.
Oh yeah, I've heard about it. I've had a friend.
Something generic. I don't remember the exact names. It was so generic.
It was called like Asylum or something. What's it called? It's called Vanquish. And he plays a guy named Damon. He's a
wheelchair-bound cop who blackmails her. When it's like he's in a wheelchair and you're in your 30s.
Mm-hmm.
You could easily break a hip.
You could break.
You could easily break one of his fingers to get information.
Oh, totally. The only time I've seen him in a movie where he like did nothing was this 2003 independent film that went straight to video in 2003, where he played like a police lieutenant, and all he did literally was just walk up to the crime scene and like do nothing. Like he barely doesn't even say a single word of the whole thing, and he's featured prominently on the cover. And
you gotta love those posters.
You got to.
That show off an actor who got famous at some point. So they put fucking Grizzly 2 recently puts George Clooney, Laura Dern, and Charlie Sheen as like the three.
Yeah.
But they're like 4 minutes.
Everyone had wondered where that movie was for the longest time. Then when it came out, they're like, "Oh, it's even worse than we imagined." It's like not worth the effort, but oh man.
Probably not the worst thing John Rhys Davies has done.
Oh well, that's a good question considering how he knows how to
that's the thing. He's another actor who's got like his quality control is just all over the place.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a James Bond movie, then I'm gonna do Leprechaun 4, and then I'm gonna do Sliders, and then
Anaconda 4 and 5 with David Hasselhoff.
You're right. And then I'm gonna be Leonardo da Vinci in the worst episodes of Star Trek Voyager, and then I'm gonna go back to playing Gimli.
I'm gonna do Lord of the Rings, and then I'm gonna do Robot in the Family with Joe Pantoliano.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing. I gotta see this.
Yeah, the robot apparently, the plot is all over the place because the thing is it got redubbed later on because like Joey Pants I believe was an executive producer on this.
Oh, there.
Out in the 90s, he's a struggling inventor with like 5 kids, and he also runs an antique shop.
Is this on Disney Channel? My god.
I don't know who produced it, but
1.8 out of 10.
John Davis is his neighbor, who's like cartoonishly evil, and in that regard, he's the most entertaining aspect because he is, playing it straight, basically. Wow. But Joey Pants invents a robot named Gold Digger who can sense gold, and he's also made of gold, and he sounds like Mort Goldman from Family Guy. He talks like this all the time, and he almost never shuts up. Wow. This is the kind of kids movie where there's noise going all the time.
Oh, wow. And when you look it up on IMDb, they say, if you like this, you might like Max Magician, another movie with a 2 out of 10 star rating, or Nuki.
And apparently, Gold Digger was played by screenwriter John Patrick Shanley.
I've heard that rumor. I've heard he's done so much that he refuses to admit he did, and it's like, well, anything
on that. But given his name, it's like how James Gandolfini was in some weird 80s movie called Shock Shock Shock. Like he's credited as Jim Gandolfini at the end credits. It's like that. I mean, I can't imagine it's a common name, so it really could. He's not in the movie for long, is the thing.
Hey,
it was possibly his first movie, but like no one's 100% sure. But again, given his name, it probably is him. And it was made in New York, so
you can run, but you can't hide.
Oh man, early film roles for actors can often be just a gold mine because, well, hell, I mean, Sly Stallone had to make a stag film to not not sleep on the streets.
Oh yeah, Jackie Chan did porn too, so it's like
Or-
everybody.
it was like a nudie comedy. He doesn't have sex, but he does show off everything apparently.
Hey, someone looked it up.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing about IMDb. You can change your name as many times as you want. Eventually, someone will find you.
There was like a quote from Jackie Chan where it's like, nobody wants to see a Jackie Chan love scene. I'm like, I don't know, some people might.
Yeah, they're all on OnlyFans or Pornhub.
There you go.
I mean,
Just out of curiosity, people are gonna look up bullshit. So yeah.
or the numerous movies that star quote unquote Bruce Lee.
Oh yeah.
Ooh yeah. It might
Like-
actually be him, but CGI'd his face.
Or
off.
Bruceploitation, as they're often called.
That's what they're called. All that was missing was an Ozploitation with a Bruceploitation crew. That would have been even more apeshit.
There's one
I
that
heard OnlyFans and Pornhub, and I'm just like, hey, my neighborhood. But yeah, that is quite a feat that Jackie Chan I would never heard of.
I know that the house and a talking cat has been featured in porn.
So which one's the what now?
A talking cat, like the house that's filmed at. The director of the movie, David Dakota, who's directed over 100 movies at this point, and most of them just like guys with no shirts walking around.
Hi, Will. Didn't know you were joining the call.
I guess I didn't say anything. I just joined in. Oops.
He's a phantom, a banshee. Well, not a banshee, but a phantom.
But yeah, like a talking cat is one of many movies filmed at Dakota's house, or at least someone's house that he knows, and it also was featured in his movie Santa's Summer Home. Although for both movies he used the name Mary Crawford.
Oh my god.
He also directed like Creepazoids, Rollerblade at the Slime Ballorama or something like that. Puppet Master 3.
Oh,
So he has directed movies that have some semblance of
oh
but
yeah. David Dakota. Yeah. Okay. The way you're saying his name. Yeah.
But by the 2000s, man, he just started like everything was shot on video, shirtless guys, or family films, or sometimes combining the two. So Talking Cat's got a for guys who are just shirtless for no reason.
It was insane, and the fact that he's been doing it as long as he has, and each time, I had the Schlock Pit on here when we were talking the dentist movies, and he was like, I'm convinced that both Fred Olen Ray and Jim Wynorski have schizophrenia or are bipolar, because they seem to 1 minute say, oh no, don't call it that, or oh, you love that, oh, I'm glad you like it, so. It seems like they're so used to having their movies lampooned and made fun of, they don't know how to react, even when you compliment them. And it seems like that's... Dakota has worked with them before, and I feel like he suffers from the same deal. Like, one person was saying one of his gay porn horror films was kind of more... for gals. And I'm like, well, it's for whatever at this rate. Whoever buys, not like you fucking care.
I recall he directed a movie called Sasquatch versus DB Cooper, or Bigfoot versus DB Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, yeah.
B Movie Mania covered.
It claims to star Eric Roberts and Lydia Quigley. Eric Roberts and Lydia Quigley has one line off, and it's recorded.
Oh yeah, B Movie Bros were talking about it, and they actually went to the video store to cover it, and they're like, and
I learned
what's
of
funny.
I learned of other media.
Oh yeah, Red Letter Media covered it. Yeah, everyone's covered it, but
the guys in that group, he loves like DB Cooper is one of his favorite unsolved crimes.
Oh yeah, so he checks out any movie that even remotely brings him up, and
yeah,
I don't know, man. The Tommy Wiseau theory is kind of more convincing to me.
I see. This is where I'm kind of coming into here. I have an idea. It's kind of weird, kind of crazy. But what if DB Cooper happens to be someone like, I don't know, maybe it's Morgan Freeman?
Oh, that's a good way to tie this all together, because I don't know how to edit this.
with a nod to Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yeah.
Goldblum, a treasure.
He is indeed. So to get this slightly back on here, since we're talking about all these people with crazy voices, when I saw The Sum of All Fears, I thought that Morgan Freeman was playing a different version of James Earl Jones's character. I was mistaken. But how awesome would that have been? James Earl Jones. This is CNN. Talking Freeman. You're the next general of watching, overseeing a guy who has no connection to the other version of Jack Ryan, and who, from this point on, none of them will correspond to each other. It's going to be even more unrelated than Mission Impossible or even James Bond.
Morgan Freeman doing.
I mean, the movies at least had Tom Cruise consistently.
Right. Oh, Tom Cruise.
Okay, we need you to run. I can do that.
You're right. Now, if only they could CGI Morgan Freeman's face onto Tom Cruise's body. That would make it even more awesome. Any movie.
Yeah. You trying to recreate Gary Coleman?
Oh, yeah. Or Jesse Owens. Morgan Freeman in the Jesse Owens story. Even though he's way too fucking old to be Jesse Owens. Just CGI and make his hair look younger.
Now you see, Hitler, I'm going to break your world record. Not 'cause I'm Morgan Freeman. I mean, Jesse Owens.
Run faster than that asshole I saved in the Shawshank. Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about? Let's shoot this motherfucker.
That's the worst thing. What you talking about, Willis, you motherfucker?
Just Samuel Jackson on the horn. We have an idea.
Oh, God.
Who needs Kevin Hart when we've got Samuel Jackson playing Arnold
That
Jackson?
little short rodent known as Kevin Hart got all these career moves. I could do his job for him.
I do think Kevin Hart is funny, but man, there are just people don't seem to know what to do with him.
He is a perfect example of I call him the Force Stooge.
He's kind of like Ryan Reynolds' early career, where like they weren't studios. Like he had Ryan Reynolds has the leading man good looks, but he's got he's also funny though, so people weren't sure what.
Yeah, it was weird. It's like they could have had him be the lead, and every time he was always like the third, fourth, or fifth build, and it's like sometimes they didn't even use him. And like, come on, it's crazy how it works. But yeah, I was really impressed with Kevin Hart in True Story, and I think he'll keep trying some better stuff post scandals. So Morgan Freeman's 2000s, I really dug how I would just always see him in just various independent movies as well. In addition, like he kind of had a similar Eric Roberts thing, where it's like he'd do 2 giant ass movies and then 2 cable TV or independent movies. And either way, you couldn't go any blockbuster shelf without just seeing some new release he was in. He's in this interesting movie called Levity, where it's an all-star cast, and he's just basically...
His writer Bill and Ted directed it.
Mm-hmm.
Ed
Pretty
Sullivan.
good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I rented that years ago in a Blockbuster.
I saw it on Showtime like 5 years ago, and I was like, this is too good to be true. How have I never seen this? Probably
Yeah, I
it
rented it
looks
because
depressing.
I pretty much liked pretty much every cast member featured on the cover.
Right,
Well,
but I mean...
I like Bob Thornton, Holly Hunter, Kirsten Dunst, and Morgan Freeman.
I think it's just you look at the cover and you think this is going to be very depressing, and then instead it's just a very fascinating movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was also in Nurse Betty.
Yep, got to play a hitman, and good precursor to the rest of the roles he does.
Chris Rock.
Yep, Non-Finished Life, and then why did it take $1 Million Baby to get him award consideration again? I'm like, it's not Sam Jackson where you keep ignoring him. No, you pay attention to Mr. Freeman, my friends. So then he's on Unleashed as a blind man, and then who helps out martial artist Jet Li, and then that kind of begins his friendship with starring in all of Luc Besson's movies for a while, and then he's in Edison Force, where he plays a reporter who believes that Justin Timberlake in his debut can report a story on dirty cops. Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn, that's got a hell of a cast, too.
Yep.
Great
Once
Elwyn,
again-
Don Hurd, Gillian McDermott, LL
Yep.
Cool J, Kevin
Mhm.
Spacey. Ooh.
Yep. He's Kevin Spacey isn't in it all that much, so no worries. But-
Rosalind Sanchez, who I've heard of her. I haven't seen her I don't know if I've seen her much lately, but I do remember her in like a few things.
oh yeah. We miss our Rosalind. Oh man.
But yeah, I don't think I've heard her yet.
What's he gonna do? So the contract, he plays. Okay, so backtracking a bit, he was in a movie called Hard Rain, which is kind of a cult hit. where he played a thief who you kind of like. And so when I saw him in The Contract, where he plays an assassin who's wanted dead by his employers and who bystander vacationing teacher John Cusack decides to help, I was just like, okay, so once again, he knows how to play. If there's one trend Morgan Freeman has down to a T, play a guy who you have no business liking, who you kind of like. He just has some kind of unusual innocence to someone. He does his job, but not with honor.
Also got Alice Creed. That's a reliable character actress.
Oh yes, Miss Board Queen. She is awesome.
And I love John Cusack.
Yeah, I do too. This is one where he doesn't look angry, and this reunites him with Bruce. This reunites him with Bruce Beresford. That's right. Driving Miss Daisy knows how to direct an action adventure crime movie.
Driving Miss Daisy 2. This time it's purple.
Right. Oh, I even made a fake movie poster years ago. I was like, I took Denzel Washington's body from Training Day and then I put Freeman's body on it. It's like, this time you don't drive. Oh God.
In the back of the car, Bully, hand me the Glock.
Hand me the Glock, motherfucker.
I don't know about this, Ma. Shut up, Bully.
Shut up. It's really hard to see Morgan Freeman doing Hood because he's just avoided Hood so long. If anything, he would be the guy who doesn't talk like Hood, but he gets high like in the Hood. Well, your marijuana plants were very nice.
I smoked quite a few buds that day, and they were all primo.
Cannabis, I must say.
Like a primo. So Feast of Love.
Hand me someone.
Oh my God. So 2007, I'd say was his busy ass year. He's in Evan Almighty, the sequel, then Feast of Love, which is another crowd pleaser, and then Gone Baby Gone in a very twisted role, and then The Bucket List. So
I saw that in theaters, Bucket List. I liked it.
I did too. So pretty much at this point, he's just critic proof. It's just so fucking amazing how he has all these crowd pleasers, which critics are nasty about, and he just keeps showing up in them.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's one of those guys that people like seeing and stuff because
it's just fucking cool.
His voice is like butter. People love that. Love the dulcet tones of Morgan Freeman.
So are you assuming he should be in Last Tango in Paris?
I mean, I think
where he talks about butter.
we just need Morgan Freeman to be in a recording booth within them having him say a bunch of phrases, words, or whatever, so that when he dies, they can just edit that stuff together without any narrator.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So then, so you're pulling a Fred Olen Ray, where you take all these dialogue of John Carradine and just stitch it together, even though it's got
Night train to Mondofine.
Yes.
Night train.
I love the riff.
So maybe Morgan Freeman.
I love the riff tracks about John Carradine. John Carradine walked down the street and bad movies would just attach themselves to him.
Oh, perfect. So there you go. Now, so I want now the Morgan Freeman sings the Night Train to.
I would so love to see that. Hear that, whatever you want to call it. Hear that, see it, everything.
And then just sneak in a motherfucker. So which brings us to his next movie, Wanted. He played the main order of assassins, Sloan, and I was just like, when I saw him in that, I was like, yeah, absolutely, automatically, the best part of this goddamn movie. Just an assassin who just makes no ifs or buts about it, and just like, you've never seen Morgan Freeman really curse. I mean, yes, you have, but not much.
Yeah. To shoot this motherfucker. like he makes it sound so dignified.
So dignified, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did it in one take. You know, it's just
like cool. As the movie itself is a decent action film. Now, in terms of the comic book adaptation, it's probably one of the worst because of how so much it strays from the original, which I don't blame them, because the original comic is very messed up.
So and so it made sense because basically it's all connected to Red, Retired Extremely Dangerous, because same deal where the author of the comics were heavily involved. They approved the changes, just anything to get it adapted, and at the same time, if you kept it
At least
like the comic, you realize they're basically cynics who basically kill anyone of any authority.
Red at least stuck with more of the theme of the comic compared to Wanted. Because like Wanted was villains rule the world secretly.
Right, and Red was like, well, they kill a bunch of people, but it's just not politicians.
Yes, a retired assassin.
Can't have people killing presidents. People get flinching when you do that shit. So,
well, yeah, Red's like retired guy comes out of retirement because he won't be because they won't leave him alone.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's just like, yeah, if you just left me alone to just sit in my home and be miserable, I would have done that. But no, you had to come, kill me.
Mm-hmm. I'll never forget when Arnold Schwarzenegger was interviewed. He's like, what was the last great action movie you saw? Oh my God, I saw Wanted. It was a great, great action movie. I've never seen a train stunt done like that before. And I was just like, so it made me wonder when I saw him narrate the Conan movie and do that awful Ben-Hur remake with the Wanted directors, like, why were Morgan Freeman and Arnold? Why did they never work together?
Oh my
God. It would have been amazing. Unforgiven. Just remake it, but with Arnold as a cowboy, and yeah, this time Arnold dies and Morgan Freeman must avenge him. I'll say, son, you've had a good run killing people for money. This time I'm not going to split the bill no more, but I will avenge your death, because I do love you like a brother from another mother. I'm Morgan Freeman, the cowboy. No,
Give me to the chopper.
Like fucking the guts. Oh.
My head's going to explode like in fucking Puerto Rico.
Grab my hand.
Screw you.
What it is, you kiss your mother with that mouse, son?
You are not you. You are me. No shit.
Oh, there you go. Maybe Morgan Freeman should have been in The Terminator. I'm sorry, Joe Morton, you're a great actor, but what if Morgan Freeman was the head of Skynet? I'll say, son, man, a computer programmer's got to do what he's got to do.
Oh my shit! I just remember hearing like, I believe I read that O.J. Simpson tried out for The Terminator, but James Cameron thought he couldn't be convincing as a killer. It's like,
he chose something better instead. Naked Gun.
True. It's really funny, those movies.
You're right. And it's just so funny, that last clip, James Cameron just goes, I can't see him being a killer. Oh, he does it. When the cameras are...
The commentary tracks for the Naked Gun movies are funny in that regard because they have to, of course, bring up OJ and just be like, oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Hiding all that.
And help themselves. They knew what they had and they passed on his...
It's like how you can't bring up David Carradine and not bring up The Incident.
Right. You can't not bring up how he's a sex addict. So it made me wish.
Like I met him at a convention back in like 2004, but I didn't say much to him because I was nervous at the time. It's like, little did I know.
Were you afraid he would have invited you to the sex dungeon? It's like, hey.
No, I didn't know that about it at the time. I just wish I had said more to him because little did I know he'd be dead in a few years.
Man, missed opportunity, my friend. Oh, man.
Now, I did have a bit of a conversation with his brother Robert a few years later at another con.
Oh, man.
So that was fun.
Like, how dare you ask me that question?
Well, though, that one involved asking him what was it like, because his first movie was The Cowboys, which he got to star opposite John Wayne, so he was like 8.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, I asked him what was that like, and as I expected, he said, like, overwhelming, which I imagine it would be.
Well, that, and isn't that the one where John Wayne gets shot by Bruce Stern?
I don't.
No, my bad. That's a different one, I think.
I don't think so. Like John Wayne's an old rancher who like is mentoring a bunch of young teenagers, like on a cattle drive or something.
John.
Oh yeah.
And Robert.
It's actually my bad. It is the one. Nice. That's part of the movie.
Robert Carey plays a kid named Slim.
There's like, you pull it up and there's like 10 different videos talking about that ending especially, and no one's talking about how the music's done by John Williams. That's fucking awesome.
IMDb, all right, that's right. Morgan Freeman was in Now You See Me, which the sequel should have been Now You Don't, but of course they...
Oh!
That's right.
Oh, shots fired. And with Michael Caine.
Well, to be fair, nobody else did either.
Oh! That third movie is not ever coming out.
Doubtful.
And it's so funny. I saw people who were into magician stuff and they wanted to see it and they're like, it better be realistic. I'm like, it's a movie featuring magicians. Why would they make an exception?
I don't think the Illusionist was realistic when they depicted, which that's not a bad movie with
It's
Edward
a fun movie. Just don't expect it to make sense in real world logic. It just got to escape.
It would have been so much better if they had cast someone else other than Jessica Biel as the female love interest.
She wasn't in. Now you see me.
No, I'm talking about the Illusionist actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I went off track.
Illusionist. Okay, yeah.
The Illusionist with Edward Norton and Paul Giamatti and Rufus Sewell, like decent movie, but like someone decided to cast Jessica Biel in a period drama. It's like, I'm sorry, but like, no.
Should have done a Texas Chainsaw sequel, my friend.
Because I've seen clips of like, I've watched like a very special episode on YouTube of like Seventh Heaven, and like her acting has not improved.
Yeah, she can either do angry or beautiful.
She voiced herself funny on BoJack Horseman, but I mean that was someone writing for her.
Right, and she's playing a version of herself. So
when she got married, when I heard she married Justin Timberlake, I was like, huh, she finally got some talent in her. Justin Timberlake can be is a decent actor when given the right role.
Morgan Freeman thinks so. He was with them in Edison Force. So
nice. You see, I like that Justin Timberlake. He can dance like nobody's business.
He brought.
Oh, that would be amazing. They dance together in a movie together. That would be amazing. Just see it, son.
That Justin Timberlake, he's bringing sexy back.
Oh yes, there you go.
I love your song.
You think Justin Timberlake is bringing sexy back? Wait until you see me.
That's what I'm gonna be honest with you. I love your No Strings Attached album. Like that was when I was with NSYNC. I know you should have never quit. How could you break up the band? How could you do that to us, Justin?
That's great. Oh my god. Where the hell are we going with this? Oh god. So 2009, he does two different heist movies, one called Thick as Thieves, where he basically mentors Antonio Banderas on how to be a thief, and then The Maiden Heist, where he, William H. Macy, and Christopher Walken decide to rob a bank from a museum.
Oh, that's well, there's a dream cast right there.
That's a buddy picture just waiting to happen.
I was not let down. It wasn't funny, but it was still pretty fun. It could have easily been an Ocean's 11 spinoff for all I cared.
I mean, because I love William H. Macy, another reliable character.
And it was produced by the same company that did The Illusionist, so there's the Jessica Biel connection here. It all ties together.
And it's from the director of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Peter Hewitt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, he also directed Garfield.
Oh God.
Gotta pay the bills, even if Bill Murray's doing it.
And he directed Home Alone 5, which has Malcolm McDowell in it.
There's the Eric Roberts connection. He was just taking a note from Bill Murray, voicing a cat half-assed. So there you go.
This is like, well, yeah, like if Garfield was strung out on meth.
This is a who's who. I'm sorry if we've lost everyone in the shuffle. Go fuck yourselves. We're having fun doing this.
I hate Mondays. Give me some more drugs.
Oh man. So, do you think? I'll do like a case of the Mondays. Do you think he was a good Nelson Mandela?
Oh, geez, I've seen it once years ago, and I remember liking it.
Yeah.
I like
to talk to Matt Damon.
I love Matt Damon, but ever since Team America, I cannot help myself but always think Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Which is unintentional. They didn't intend for his puppet to look like it had Down syndrome. It just kind of came out that way. They said
he totally did. Did you notice how when he was in interviews talking about what it's like to be directed by Clint Eastwood, how both he and Matt Damon were like, we ask him if he wants different takes, and every time he always goes, well, if you want to waste my film equipment and my time, you can. I think it's good.
But yeah, he's known for being quick with his filming.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with casting his girlfriends in all the movies he does. Oh.
I mean, Frances Fisher's a good actress, at least.
Oh, that's fine. I'm talking Sandra
Oh, yeah.
Bullock, not an actress.
Sandra Locke, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She was a mixed bag.
Cast her in all of your movies. Doesn't matter.
Like, during his 70s and 80s period, yeah.
Anything to get her SAG card, man. Anyway.
Every which way but loose.
Every which way but loose. Oh, now I want Morgan Freeman to sing that.
She told me every which way but loose.
She had to compete. She had to compete for his affection with a gorilla, with a orangutan.
Orangutan.
God.
Clyde.
And that's one of the reasons I don't work with animals.
I do not work with animals. So, when you saw Olympus Has Fallen, did this just remind you? Oh yeah. So it's not just Deep Impact where he gets to play the vice president turned president.
That's another one I've seen clips of. I've never seen it all the way through.
Oh, okay, nice. It's pretty awesome.
I like the cast. I like Jerome Butler and Aaron Eckhart and Angela Bassett.
For a Die Hard knockoff, you could do way worse. I had too much fun.
The formula, the Die Hard formula has existed kind of before that. It just got more streamlined when Die Hard happened.
Pretty much. Everyone else was ripping off Assault on Precinct 13 or Dog Day Afternoon, and fortunately, Freeman has a lot of Die Hard type movies on his resume, including the Attica real life. Oh man, so Morgan, he's got it down. Play the wise man, play the prison occupant, play the assassin with a heart of gold, play the senator. Or
God.
just play a detective. Or play some godly supernatural figure. I really wish he could have played a Jedi or something by now. But when I saw when I saw Last Nights where he played like where there was the Band of Warriors set in Bartok. No, he plays Bartok. Where was that set? That movie's set in, it's like, not Roman times. It's very loose with his history, but yeah, he's in a knight in shining armor. I was like, yes.
Honestly, I would have been a better Mace Windu than Samuel L. Jackson because Stoic isn't Samuel L. Jackson's like go-to.
Well, more or less, it just seems like
You
Morgan
don't
is just patient, and Samuel just wants to be forceful and everything.
like. I could see Morgan Freeman delivering dialogue in like his usual Stoic, and like and I would buy it a lot more.
Oh man, something.
He did fine as a Jedi Master. I mean, he kind of gave off that like strong vibe, imposing. It's definitely a change from what he did, and sometimes change looks good. And now everybody looks to him as kind of like that secondary badass compared to the main characters.
Do you think they'll actually bring him back? Especially when he said in one interview, he's like, "I used the Force to soften my fall."
With the circumstances with the film, it's a very, it's a pinprick chance, but that's going to be a Disney call, so that's going to be a mixed bag if they
He'll
decide to
pop up in Kenobi, show him surviving.
Hell, Darth Maul survived being cut in half.
Yeah.
And yes, Jar Jar Binks is still alive.
And Boba Fett survived.
Jar Jar Binks, and he started the damn war. That motherfucker.
Now he's just a clown in Legends and just ashamed of what he's done in canon form now.
Oh man, Jar Jar was the George Bush of the whole saga. Let's go to war.
It's kind of fucked up. They made him like feel so guilty for like getting Palpatine into the throne that he just gets so ridiculed for it. Even the galaxy's like, fuck you, dude.
Right. You see him cheering in the special edition of Return of the Jedi, and you're like,
"Oh fuck you, Jar Jar! This is all your fault."
Jar Jar,
We got some choice words for you here, but there are some children in Theed. We can't say the word.
Oh man, many times you just wanted to hear an F-bomb in some unrelated movie.
Oh my god.
So he does the virtual reality movie Transcendence. He does that awful movie Lucy for Luc Besson.
Yeah, I'm going to defend Lucy on this one. It was a great concept, and I want to say he did a fantastic job in it.
I forgot he
can't
was in it
stand
after a while.
I thought it was fun. It was a. 'Cause then again, Luc Besson usually is good at making something entertaining.
That's
Like the
funny
Lego.
how he works. But yeah.
Oh
I-
yes.
I thought it was entertaining. It was not a great movie, but it still was. I thought pretty fun. I thought Scarlett Johansson, with what she was given to work with, gave a decent performance of like someone who was losing emotion.
I mean,
Like, as she
that's how she gets her roles. Be a robot. Be a robot.
well, I've seen her give good performances in other things.
All
I
right.
liked her in Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, I didn't know she was in there.
Yeah, and she was nominated. She was not that same year. She was nominated for that and Marriage Story for Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress
Take that, Disney.
in the same year for like.
Oh, that's right. I remember now. Okay. That's how much I remember that movie. Okay, but yes. ScarJo, man, you're hijacking our damn chat here. And so Morgan's doing sequels galore. He does this, once again, this crooked senator in this heist movie called Momentum, which no one saw, but I thought was okay. Did anyone see the Going in Style remake?
No.
With Michael Caine again.
I wanted to because I love Michael Caine and Alan Arkin.
I'm not sure I can say it's more twisted than the original, but I can definitely see why it instantly made bank, because it was pretty much in the same style as Red and Now You See Me. And this is like yeah.
I heard it was fun based on their performances together.
Oh, pretty much. Alan Arkin pretty
main-
much walked off the set of all the other movies he's done.
I mean, I love because it's like those are actors. Those are two other actors who like if I see them in something, they're usually going to be entertaining in some way.
Oh, totally. In some capacity, you gotta see the movie.
When Alan Arkin did Little Miss Sunshine, I'm like, he's probably going to win that Oscar, and he did.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see, and it's well deserved, I thought. And Michael Caine, well, I mean, I think my first movie of his was probably Muppet Christmas Carol, which was like the first movie I saw in theaters as a kid.
Oh, nice.
And then I've just seen like his good and bad, and even his bad, at least again, he's entertaining. Like,
He really is.
Oz the Revenge. That shark's coming at him. Oh shit. Well, I'm gonna pay for a house now.
Oh man.
And you know what? I'll give him credit for just admitting that he does things for paychecks, because so many actors will be awkward in interviews, being like, I really related to the material, and it was like, wow, a European type film.
Right.
It's like, dude,
he
you
pretty
need to
much, yeah,
I
he
get it.
does. He just cuts through the bullshit more often than not and just says, I'm doing
Well,
what I'm gonna do.
Nick Cage has to pay off the castle.
Oh God. Or De Niro has to just get angry at someone on screen and
Or shrug and grin like a doofus.
yeah, there you go.
Whereas Pacino will like always yell.
Oh well, I think that's all Pacino knows how to do.
I mean, occasionally he's got more subtlety in him, but oftentimes you do get the fun for him just devouring the scenery. And sometimes over the top, it at least works in context, like the meme you see all the time. She got a great ass. Like that scene, he's at least like his wife is cheating on him, so he's pissed off. Like that at least makes sense within the context.
Yeah, and that's as good as it gets.
Really, I'd say it was like Scarface where he really started to amp up the chewing the scenery.
Damn it, dude! Now you're making me want Morgan Freeman to play Scarface.
Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello
I'm
to my
Tony
little
Montana.
friend.
You don't get a
Say hello.
you don't get a scar like this from eating pussy.
Oh, that's amazing.
I don't know if I could do Morgan Freeman doing a Hispanic accent. Like,
You could probably change it up. You'd probably
Say
say some
say
bullshit
hello
like
to my little friend.
you could probably make it be where he's half black, half Puerto Rican, or some bullshit.
There are black Cubans.
You have to make a softer Giancarlo Esposito
Like,
tone.
Oh, there you go. I like that. Giancarlo Esposito could be his right hand. Just
Faison
Keep
Love
going.
is from Cuba.
And I assume he's younger than Morgan, so that could work.
there you go.
We
We
definitely
just
know.
recasted another blockbuster. If anyone's still with us, everything is better with Morgan Freeman. So
I mean, knowing he's around, I'm like, yes, I'm at least
I
the
mean-
world's not so bad.
he played himself in a very featured sketch in Coming to America, the second one. So it's just like, yeah. And everyone wanted to see him play one of the bad guys in the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, that sequel. I was just like, I think everyone was just like, yeah, he's wasted, but hey, it was cool to see him.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a fun movie. It wasn't as fun as the previous, but it was still fun because once again, Reynolds and Jackson have great chemistry, and Salma Hayek just, again, it seems like he's having a blast.
Mm-hmm.
and just going crazy.
Oh yeah.
Which gets me scare roused.
Wows! Wows!
It's like, damn, he's like, I mean, it's like she's in her 50s now. Crazy.
Funny how that works.
Good genes.
The rest of her clothes aren't bad either.
I mean, Morgan Freeman's more or less looked the same since like the 80s.
It's funny how that's working. Yeah, he's just consistently great.
His hair's gotten grayer, but like he looks about the same. He hasn't changed a whole lot.
That's a good thing.
Every time I give exposition, I get another freckle.
I'm gonna keep getting freckles.
I believe that's from the South Park game Sick of Truth.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, like he appears. Why
Stick of Truth, or was it the fractured but whole?
I'm pretty sure it was in Stick of Truth. He like comes to give the. It's like every time I give exposition, I get another freckle.
So I take it now, whenever you see him next on a talk show, you're gonna wish that they ask someone to say, "Hey, can you say what your spoof version of you says on South Park?" I took a pee. Say it. Say it loud and crystal clear. Oh man, that's great. So I see that he's on an Amazon Prime show called Solos, which is like an anthology sci-fi drama show.
I think it's based on a comic book. Maybe I'm thinking something else.
There you go.
But I'm not 100% sure.
With Constance Wu and Anthony Mackie and Helen Mirren from Red. So there you go.
Anthony Mack, Anne Hathaway, a lot of good cast here. Jack Quaid.
Yeah, he's got to be a voice and everything.
Chris Diatematopoulos.
Yep.
It's Tatopoulos.
Come on. He played Mo in the Three Stooges movie. He by Default is amazing.
Like, I do remember seeing this guy on YouTube talk about the Three Stooges movie. Like he got to go to a press party for the movie, and the cast. He said the cast and crew were like really nice guys, and like they did seem to want to make a better movie than what got made.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. It was going to be whoever was in charge of that project would be having a hard time from the studio, no doubt.
I felt like everyone should have just said, we're going to do the jokes you want us to do, and then not do them. Something should have happened instead of just yes, yes, and yes.
Let's instantly date ourselves by having the Jersey Shore cast.
Right. Let's have anything. And I think that's just it, too. Movies want to just do the more recent thing because it's cool, and it's like, you're going to be laughing at this years from now.
Let's Seltzerberg this shit.
Yeah, let's...
Okay, it probably wasn't as bad as that, but still not great.
It's heavy-handed. It's not a good way to make a movie.
No. Well, the thing is, if you're making a spoof film, for one thing, you need an actual plot.
Oh, no. Just put Morgan Freeman in it. It's instantly great.
Austin once said Airplane doesn't have a plot. Like, Airplane has a plot. They get food poisoning. They have to land the plane. That's the plot. It's basic.
It was stolen from a movie that took it seriously. And they just changed the tone.
They had a lot of the actors play it straight.
Right.
The choices were chicken or fish. Yes, I remember. I had lasagna. It's like, get these actors known for more serious roles and have them just like say lines that sound absurd, but they are saying it, as if they're doing a hard hitting drama. And it helped make their careers came back as a result.
Yeah, so Morgan Freeman.
Ever seen a grown man naked?
I wish Morgan Freeman could have pulled a Leslie Nielsen, but I guess you could say maybe. So did Leslie Nielsen steal from Morgan Freeman, or did Morgan Freeman steal from Leslie Nielsen? It's a question.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
So serious.
I just want you to know we're all counting on you. Good luck.
So damn serious. Why so serious?
Notoriously bad movie line is like, could it have if a better actor had said the line, would it have sounded better? Like if Morgan Freeman said, They're eating her, and then they're going to eat me. Oh my god.
In William
my God.
Shatner logic, yes. In Morgan Freeman logic, absolutely.
Garbage day.
Oh.
Garbage.
Oh,
Like,
hi, Mark.
oh, hi, Mark. I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
I want to go home and eat your pussy.
You're just chicken. Cheap, 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 cheap.
You know what they say? Love is blind.
Love is blind.
What a story, Mark.
It's
can say
not a
that.
bad movie, but imagine if he was in Brokeback Mountain. I can't quit you.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
You know what? I wish I knew how to quit you.
That's
I'm
the
Morgan
best.
Freeman.
This is Morgan Freeman signing off. And remember, go full anal on that bitch.
You never go full retard. Everyone.
Oh dear. I do wish he was in
always
Tropic Thunder. That would be amazing.
Then
It really would be.
Some people who bring that up, it's like with the blackface and that, like, that was the point, though. Everyone treats it like it's a bad thing.
And them using the R word is like they're making fun of people being insensitive.
Well-
It's kind of like when you call out a congressman, hey, don't get mad at that I'm not doing my job. It's like, I'm going to keep getting mad until you start doing your job.
I remember telling a friend about Tropic Thunder and the part with Robert Downey Jr. as a guy who, like, dyes himself black. She's like, that's offensive. Like, yeah, that's the point. He's supposed to be crazy this crazy method actor, and everyone around him thinks he's nuts for doing this.
Right. This is like, oh my God.
And he got nominated for an Academy Award for it.
Uh-huh.
But he could not compete with Dead Heath Ledger.
Love is blind for being in blackface. Oh man, that's great.
I mean, he's got a point about the never go full retard. Like, you see certain performers who try to, like, play a mentally handicapped person, and they go, like, way too over the top. Like, oh dear.
Are you saying Morgan Freeman should have put Daniel Day-Lewis in his place years ago?
What are we talking? My left foot?
Wow, that's method acting. I'm talking about what you-
Wait. He had cerebral palsy. He wasn't like was he also was he
He
mentally
was
handicapped?
also well.
No, I don't think he was.
I think he just had cerebral palsy. I don't think he was like too mentally.
Regardless of what he's playing, I'm just saying that Daniel Day-Lewis went full-blown method acting and
Well,
would
he
leave the set.
he tends to
So
like
I'm
go.
saying it'd be funny if Morgan Freeman put every actor in their place saying, "Snap out of it, son. We're done for the day. It's filming's wrapped."
I think you should take a coconut smile and shut the fuck up.
Oh my God, that's great. He has been pretty progressive on various issues. I remember I had a few minority pals who were like, I feel like he sold out when he said this and that. I'm like, I think he's just very reserved and he's a little spoiled, but at least he made some statements on Black Lives Matter and said, hey, you know, these cops are terrorists. So
I mean,
I think it's pretty
well, I mean, this is a guy who grew up during civil rights, so.
Yeah, he's seen it all happen, and he's been all about, you know, keep your head down and then, you know, kick ass when you need to. And I think
This
now.
is unfortunately a Tuesday for him.
Oh dear, yeah.
In terms of like in terms of racial prejudice and like that, he's seen this all before. It's like, this is, you know, some people are like, I can't believe this is happening. Can you not though? Are you sure about that? I can't believe America's doing this. You can't?
Are you sure you haven't seen everything? Because my eyes are wide open.
This isn't our America, isn't it though? I mean, look, I don't want it to be that way, but unfortunately, we don't live in happy fun time land.
We didn't?
We
That
don't?
was narrated by Morgan Freeman.
Look, I would love to live in a world where Morgan Freeman just narrates and everything's hunky-dory.
If only.
I mean, I just want Morgan Freeman. Hey, in my mind, Morgan Freeman narrates my life, I suppose.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to circle around here to end this on a hysterical note. Luke, is Morgan Freeman the voice of your phone alarm saying, Come on now, get up. Or
Nope,
is he just narrating your music playlist?
He is just only in my movies. My alarm clock is gonna be either Mike Shinoda's music or the T-Rex roar from Jurassic Park, and that thing is fucking loud.
Those are both very awesome ways to wake up. I gotta try that.
Soothing, one is loving, and one makes me shake the bed and piss all over my bed.
Well, you just never shit the bed, son. I don't think that's good for you.
Hey, I live alone, so nobody can tell. So hush. Even you viewers. I mean, oh fuck. Now I want you to tell. Do it.
No, I'm not editing anything from this fucking episode.
Yes.
Why would I? It's too awesome.
It is my early birthday present. Fuck yeah.
Unless someone says something so fucked up, I'm not fucking with anything. So,
Go down that trench if you want. You're lucky I don't have any alcohol here with me.
now I wish Freeman had been in the. I saw that years ago. Morgan Freeman had been in the 70s crime film, TV film called Blade. All it made me wish is that he had been Blade, so that he could say, "You do not know who you're fucking with."
Some motherfucker always trying to ice skate uphill.
Some motherfuckers trying to always ice skate uphill.
Like, what?
Then having he and Ryan Reynolds in Blade 3. There you got.
A whole different movie now. Oh, well,
Just
Jessica
feel
Biel.
that
There's your connection. There is a connection. There's a
It's
connection.
all connected.
And just so you know, Hannibal, I am hitting that.
Oh, nice. Nice. So, Tom, where does Morgan Freeman function in your life if he's interacting with you in some way, shape, or form?
Well, he's always with me when I try to do his impression. I keep working on it, try to get it as good or as good as I can get it.
So he inspired your comedic career.
And that was a joy for the entire world. But aside from that, occasionally he's in my head, and occasionally I have Samuel Jackson narrating my life, which is always fun.
Always great. Kind of like how it's even funnier when you encounter that meme that goes, he's right, you know, and almost always I associate the Morgan Freeman version of that meme.
Yeah, for me, it's Morgan Freeman holds my comedic holy trinity of Morgan Freeman. We got Christopher
Nice.
Walken.
Stellar.
And there's one, and Morgan Freeman and Samuel Jackson, because somewhere in that triumvirate, you're always going to find something funny. So
There you go.
Even with the frequent use of the word motherfucker.
Wonderful. So, Will,
Yes.
if you had the will to have Morgan Freeman somewhere in your life, where would he be?
Oh my, that's a.
I'd like him to be my college professor, but that's not happening. Son, you just gotta read the words and see what they mean.
I mean, I definitely would just in terms of narrating my life, time to get up and enjoy the day. I know you're feeling sad. The world's crazy, but you got to get yourself up. You got to get busy living, get busy dying.
There you go.
Amen.
I mean, in terms of voices I want to hear all the time, his, Christopher Walken as well, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, God.
It's time to rise and shine.
Oh, my God. There you go.
I'm getting crazy Nick Cage, not I'm here for a paycheck and I go home now Nick Cage.
Okay. There you go.
Because that, like, you got your three Nick Cages are typically decent enough performance, like in Adaptation or Leave Las Vegas, insane performance like in Vampire's Kiss or The Wicker Man, or Left Behind, where it's just like, yep, I'm doing this movie. Can I go home now? Which can be semi-entertaining because it's like, dude, you're in a rapture plot. You should be going crazy. You're not using your Nick Cage properly.
He's not going crazy?
Then you got that movie where like that Willy's Wonderland where he's like a janitor who doesn't talk. I'm like, you don't have Nick Cage talk?
I think that was part of the joke.
I'm sure it was. I still need to actually like watch the whole thing because like I am curious, but it's just like it does seem like I can see why Nick Cage would want to do it because it'd be something like different, and he seems to be up for like anything, but that also just probably sounded like a fun thing for him to be able to do that was different from from the norm.
Well, does he make up for it with like whatever he does, body acting or anything? If he doesn't say anything.
I mean, I think I recall seeing clips of him like going apeshit on the animatronics, so. And then he just goes immediately back to like his break time or sweeping the floors at this like pizza place.
Oh my god.
Pizza.
He's stealing Christopher Walken's shtick of just walking funny.
And I mean,
and if it's not Christopher Walken funny, see what I did there? Then it's the lifeless lead star in Birdemic walking funny. So.
Broad. Appropriate.
Don't forget about all the parking.
Oh yeah. Now I want Morgan Freeman to narrate Birdemic.
I think from a distance, it looks pretty realistic.
Not the birds.
Lots of birds out in the fields.
Bruce
just
Bach
like penguins.
The forest.
The forest. It has a name. I call it the forest.
I have a plug-in hybrid. It gets 100 miles in a gallon. Not the blackbirds I'm worried about. It's the human species that's the real killer. The
One
eagles.
species gotta kill another species because that's how they do it.
The eagles killed Becky. Where's Becky?
Becky was his name.
Where's Becky?
I said to avenge the eagle, the great American eagle.
Where's Becky? She's taking.
I endorse this now for Capital One. What's in your wallet? Oh wait, that's Sam Jackson, motherfucker.
What's in your motherfucker? First did have to say every damn day, which almost immediately got edited.
Every damn day. Yeah.
Like he said that initially, but then like chances are, I bet when they filmed, they had him say a few motherfuckers just because.
They just can't help themselves. There's got to be a blooper. He knows they want to say it.
I bet they have him in any movie he does, kids movie or not, because he's done a couple kids movies at least. They get him to say it one take like that. Hell, I remember reading Joe Pesci, like because he had just done Goodfellas when he was doing Home Alone, he kind of would forget he was doing a kids movie.
Oh dear.
And he'd be cursing a lot more. Which dealing with Kevin McAllister, I could see why you would curse more.
Exactly.
Like that kid was a psycho.
Yes, he is. If you think about it, all the traps he's planning.
It's like there's just like I remember, like there was that meme around for a while, like Kevin McAllister grew up became Jigsaw, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Oh yeah.
Like I can see that.
He's totally the antagonist in Saw. Yeah.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more.
Oh God.
Birth of a Jigsaw Nation.
Birth of it. Oh, and I love that. So Morgan Freeman is Jigsaw in 7-2. The ninth apocalypse.
Throw in War Games too. Would you like to play a game?
Would you like to play a game?
I'm cheesy.
Particularly cheesy.
Cheesy of death. That is.
So now I wanted to play Chester Cheeto. Those ads.
Retired
It's
Chester
not easy.
Cheeto.
Extremely cheesy.
It's not easy.
Co-produced by Velveeta. Like a twink.
It's not easy being
Like
cheesy. Give it a second or give it a dime.
Oh yeah. Motherfucker. So, all I can say is I recommend his evil gangster role in the Tarantino-esque movie Lucky Number 11. He's also in The Magic of Belle Isles, which reunites him with the bucket list director Rob Reiner, and then he's in Five Flights Up, where he and Diane Keaton get to play this interesting couple. It's a fun,
Oh yeah,
back.
I've seen that. It's pretty good.
Pretty bossing up. So I haven't seen Just Getting Started. I'm told it's awful, but I so want to see it because it's got Rene Russo and Tommy Lee Jones. And it just looks like my kind of stupid.
I mean, and I do love Tommy Lee Jones. It's not often he does lighthearted stuff, which
And it's got your pal Joey Pants in this as well. So.
and Joe Pantoliano, like he is usually always entertaining as well.
Yeah. Even in Percy Jackson.
That's a movie where a lot of the actors are at least trying. Like
even Pierce Brosnan in his out of place dented teeth. Yep.
Like, I mean, okay, maybe he's not like most of the cast is definitely trying with the material.
I know. I'm just joking around because I get that everyone's gonna have a close up that's not meant to be seen, and it's even funnier in the world of Blu-rays where we're seeing even more nose hair that we shouldn't be seeing.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not trying to look either. This is like, yeah, what the hell?
And okay, you can see each one of my freckles. Up
Do you want to see Pierce Brosnan's face in glorious HD every single pore? Not really. Well, now you can.
Rather
Want to see every gruesome murder in 7? Now you can, even though it's not the right kind of gore. Oh God. What would they
Morgan
think
Freeman
of?
as Thanos.
Oh.
Get
You're
busy
gonna let me
snapping
kill
or
you
get busy
now,
dying.
and you're gonna enjoy it.
Get busy
I would
snapping
watch
or
that.
get busy dying.
Hell. I would watch him as the master in Manos. So there you go.
Manos, and thou of primal darkness.
The Freemans of fate.
We need a Manos remake with Nicolas Cage as the master and Zach Galifianakis as Torgo.
Oh, I thought that was taken by John Travolta and Pacino, but yeah, I mean, you can put them in there.
I think Christopher as the wife. It's like
Christopher Walken is Torgo.
I just knew Walken had to be.
I'm Torgo. I look after the place while the master's away.
Yes. Now we're talking.
You have 6 wives. Why can't I have one for myself?
I love how you've made it that extra kind of Walken creepiness.
Well, Torgo is creepy.
I know.
But that's the thing about the movie. Like, the movie's bad, but like there are moments where you're like, this could have worked as a horror film because Torgo is a creepy character.
It made my top horror movies of 1966.
It's like, and yet every character is so like the main character is so stupid. It's like, how can you just casually go into this house, this clear murder house?
I don't know, man. Sometimes there's just some days where you just want to end it all and just want someone else to do the deed for you.
We just want to know where Valley Lodge. We want to know where Valley Lodge is, and the husband's just like, which way do we go? He's all like just annoyed by this guy.
Which way do we go, George?
It'll be dark soon in a couple hours.
Might as well crash here and make out
They
in
also
the car.
put the night, which not even professional movies will do the day for night filter, and it always looks garbage.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they at
all
least
that
filmed
money later.
It's just like, just because even in a professionally made movie, day for night always looks fake.
Day and night. Oh yeah, it's crazy, and they keep doing it because they think it somehow works. Newsflash.
Even with new technology, you can still tell this was not filmed at night.
Nope.
It's a little too blue.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know lighting technology's only gotten better where you can film at night.
Oh man.
See, that costs money, and we can't afford that.
Plus, we need Morgan Freeman to narrate it and make it better, so then you just don't notice it, because then you're just lulling off to sleep to his voice.
I'm Morgan Freeman. They put me in this movie to distract you from how bad this movie is.
I'm Morgan Freeman.
Yes,
and I'm running for Congress. I'm Morgan Freeman, and I approve this message, motherfucker.
I'm Morgan Freeman for Domino's.
Oh, yes. I would totally buy Domino's more and more if he narrated it.
Crispity crunch and eat peanut butter crunch. There's no wrong
way. This will make you constipated, and you'll enjoy every second of that hellhole. So go eat that fucking shit, boy.
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's. Like a Twinkie, like a Reese's, like a Twinkie Reese's, like a whatchamacallit. Like a rock.
I was strong as I could be. Like a rock. No one ever got to me.
Best trucks are built for tough.
Oh, that's great. Oh, boy.
I don't want to. I'm a Toys R Us kid. An 80-year-old Toys R Us kid.
Man, Morgan Freeman could have kept Toys R Us from going under had he narrated those damn ads.
Lego my.
Lego my ego.
It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
It's DiGiorno, made with fresh maple syrup.
Da 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 da. I'm loving it.
Folgers.
Loving it.
Close at home.
I'm
yeah.
Rick James, bitch.
He's a hell of a
One time in my life, I did want to see, is Morgan Freeman going to have to slap a bitch?
Yes.
my
Does Morgan
pimp.
Freeman have to get an OnlyFans?
Tell me smooth flowers. You have to pay this amount.
You must pay this amount, and even you straight fucks are gonna pay for it, because you're gonna be wondering how I do what I do. It'd be so fucking awesome.
And if you really want to get saucy with my OnlyFans, I'll wear a sweater vest.
Oh God. Oh.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor.
Beautiful
Could
day.
you be mine?
Put up your
Could
ass.
you be mine?
It's a beautiful day to say a few curse words. Who are all the people walking in your neighborhood?
How many people do you think are fucking right now?
How many people do you think that there's this thing on Funny or Die where it's like they would take just random memes that may or may not have been said by famous people? They weren't. Obviously, it's parody, but they had this one Tom Hanks thing saying, "I could have killed someone and you would still love me." And I just wondered what that would sound like in Morgan's voice. I killed someone, ran him over 5 different times. Poor bastard child. And you still love me.
I ran over a school bus full of orphans driven by nuns.
I blew it up. To Kingdom Come, you still love me.
I raped a little puppies. You still love me.
And it's funny, the puppies is what gets us after saying all this terrible shit. That's the breaking butt. No. You can do anything, but if it's dogs or drowning cats, nope, can't do it.
I drowned kittens because it's the only way I can get an erection. You still love me though.
Oh my God.
And you would love me all night long.
Oh God.
You can have all hurts
Oh shit.
for my empire of dirt. I'll make
was studying it. It was fun. Still love me.
I perform satanic rituals on the regular. But you
I
still love
caused
me.
not. You still love me.
I double penetrated 2 bitches while they bled. Still love me.
Anyways, actually no, I wouldn't.
Oh, too soon.
Actually no, no, there's where we draw the line. Yeah.
But he could at least narrate. He could just sing the song straight face like Chris Walken. He could just say, "Thank you for being a friend." Thank
Travel
you.
around
For being a
and back. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
God.
And if you thought about everyone you knew, you would see it would be for me.
Unattached would say, "Thank you."
It reminds
for being
reminds me
Morgan
of my. It reminds me of the time I went to St. Bluff. And then Sicily.
Oh, if he's in Sicily, can he be a half Italian, half black version of the Godfather?
Picture it, Sicily,
I
1920.
put cotton in my mouth for this damn role, and it's
That'd be
a
kinda
piece
cool.
of shit role, but I'll do it. Fuck, I'll do it. I can do this role in my sleep.
You came to me on this day of my daughter's wedding.
I will grant you this favor.
Look how they massacred my boy.
I beat the motherfucker up myself.
You like to read the funny paper.
Frito, how
What?
could you? You too.
I know.
Hell, Nick.
I know it was you, and it breaks my.
It breaks my heart, Frito. Oh, breaks my damn heart.
Did you say it breaks my heart, Greedo?
Frito, but Frito would be great. Now I want. Okay, so I'm gonna end it here. So he should be fucking Han Solo, and he should just be blasting Greedo.
Tails
He may not look.
Sorry about the mess. That'd be just more
Damn it, I was
sincere
just
than
thinking of
Harrison
that.
Ford's dry delivery. Sorry about the mess.
I don't know though. If you had Morgan Freeman as if you had Morgan Freeman as Han Solo, there's no way he'd out. I don't know. Would Billy D. Williams out-cool him though?
He would, but at least he'd hold his own, saying, "Boy, Billy, I mean, yeah, you might be suave and all, but I still got a better ship than you."
She may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts.
He got the word.
And I'm talking, and in case you're wondering, I'm talking about my penis.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Everything's fine. We're all fine. How are you?
It made the Kessel Run in 4.3 parsecs.
What
And
a wonderful smell you have discovered.
And that thing could understand you, so watch it.
A droid's not known to rip a man's arms out of his sockets. Wookiees are known to do that.
Wookiees are known to do that.
This is how Wookiees made in the Ewok jungle. Here is the hardcore penetration version of that. I'm Morgan Freeman, and this is by the director of March of the Penguins. Enjoy yourself, you fucking herbs.
Oh my god.
I can't believe I said this awful shit. Oh. Well, where can we find you on social media?
Well, most of my handles.
Until I say something else rude.
Let's see.
my
My Twitter handle is Geek with Clip-Ons.
The clip on, the clip off.
My Twitter handle is @Geek with Clip-Ons, and it'll say that. It'll also say that.
And when they're erect and all that.
And then I have my own website, geekwithclipons.com, which I've also got my most of my social media will also have like a link tree to my various socials and like my Redbubble and TeePublic stores.
Nice.
So you can check those out. And
way to go, Tom. What are you riffing on nowadays?
Lately, I've been watching some older anime and finding the fun ways to riff some of those things.
Tom loves the kind.
Yep, and you can still find me on RiffPix, other Facebook groups, and when I'm not trying to improve my Morgan Freeman, I'm doing other voices. If you'll find here on other podcasts, check your local listings for times and availability.
I'm also on Facebook. I'm a moderator on the pages Hollywood and Beyond and B Movies and Cult Classics. Which recently Hollywood and Beyond reached 1,000 members. Yeah, so I was excited by that.
I know you told me, but I'm just faking it very bad. So awesome, Blossom. Luke, what are you going to be cosplaying as next?
Oh, the cosplay topic is.
Should it ever?
Like, what was that?
Should it ever open up again?
If it ever comes again, whenever I get the proper funds in the first place to do something again, I would like to try to create a Jango Fett cosplay. Get a haircut and then get the proper weight gain and then try to do something Mandalorian style. And there's a couple of other ideas in there, but nothing comes to mind at the moment. But if I get around to it, it's mostly just a money thing, and I would like to get back into some of it. Ooh, another one would be probably a little bit more tedious idea, but Isaac Clarke from Dead Space, the engineer suit. If you guys are familiar with that.
Dark Space. Dead Space. Death Space.
I've heard it.
Yeah.
I should definitely head off now. It's still at work.
Oh yeah, and
been fun. Have a good one.
You guys rocked it. This is bossing up. Oh, Great meeting you, Luke. We should do this more often.
Apologies if I was a little too quiet. I was just infatuated by y'all's knowledge. About
You're
films
wondering
and what,
how long did this experiment go on and on and on?
and you guys just kind of just delved quite deep into some content. I'm just pretty amazed by your guys' input. While just mine, in regards to Morgan Freeman, was just on a little bit more casual side.
Yeah, I mean, it was still cool, and I know that you got a huge amount of knowledge on just various other things.
Yeah, I'm just like a random, just little scattershot of like things to input. So if somebody says something and I just find my shot and I'm just gonna like, there it is.
Yep. Funny how that works.
So if I'm allowed on again, I'll try to do my best to try to be a little bit more into it, and I'll try to input a little bit more into the topics.
Nice. Hey, we got plenty of time. Will Smith this Thursday.
Perfect. Just let me
I'd
know.
have to do some special, like the top 100 adult film stars or some shit. I don't know.
Ooh, that's gonna be. Ooh, that'll be kind of like a tier list thing, like
We could make male, and then we do female, and then it's like, yeah, everyone wanted to be Randy Spears when we were growing up.
That's me for a whole separate list, but I won't say it for
Funny,
the podcast.
we got him to do a B movie. I know he lives somewhere like in Houston now. It's like, yeah, so pretty much just have him play a detective.
But thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, rocked it.
And I would definitely be a part of more if I'm allowed to, but we'll see how that plays out.
Absolutely. If there's certain people who want to do a Zoom link instead, I can do that also, and I'll send it to you guys if that's the case. But yeah, no, I try to do Skype as much as I can.
Yep, no worries with that front.
And yeah, keep finding ways to entertain yourself and safe at work and
Do the best that I can. But I'll thank you for having me, and y'all have yourselves a good night.
absolutely avoid 20-degree weather out there.
No fun. But have a good night.
We'll return after these messages.
Hey, feeling down? Feeling low? Not enough podcasts about movies in your life? Why not try
They must be destroyed on sight.
the new Podcast Cure-All? Sure to get you right with the world and on a path to better living. We have exploitation, we have Italian horror, we have zombies, we have slashers, we have crime films, we have spaghetti westerns, we even have sci-fi and sex comedies. So take a dose of
They must be destroyed on sight.
as needed, and let the hosts, Lee Russell, Daniel Harper, Paul Romali, and the odd guest host cure what ails you.
Warning, may cause atrophy, African consumption, black fever, bone shave, chin cough, colic, cramp colic, dropsy of the brain, elephantitis, grocer's itch, jaundice, mania, miasma, mortification, palsy, Pott's disease, rheumatism, scurvy, St. Anthony's fire, summer complaint, and worm fit in some people. Consult a physician before listening.
Did you ever see a film at such a young age it left you traumatized with cinematic wounds? Necrophilia. It's a dead issue, man. Don't push it. Cinema Psyops is a weekly podcast documenting an ongoing experiment on the mind of an unwilling test subject.
No one should have to watch this movie.
Oh, no one should have to watch this?
No one should have to watch this movie.
Surprisingly, it's not a topic that a lot of people really want to tackle.
I'm shocked, prudes.
I know, really.
Right?
It's the next sexual frontier that no one wants to explore.
I am, in the most sincerest of senses, disappointed in you.
It takes a powerful goddess like Connie, jam her arm down the monster's throat and kill it. Oh, I'm still tripping out over that. Even as a kid, I was like, I gotta find a girl like that. Every week, I get a new look of disappointment that I never thought I could get out of her.
Unimaginable. At 12 years old, you should not be watching this movie.
Obviously.
At 13, you should not be. 14, you shouldn't be. I'm not entirely sure even 17-year-olds should be watching this.
Just because you're offended by something doesn't mean that you have the right to demand that it doesn't exist. Watching this film again, I had all of this like little nerd glee with everything that kept
little
popping
history doll popping up
absolutely.
at you.
So I totally loved this film.
Hey, I know why you couldn't see that. It's because your brain's warped from watching this shit at 12 years old.
Yeah, this is a rough movie. I told you ahead of time when we were getting ready to do it that it was
How
going to be
could
a
you
rough
watch
one.
this shit at 12?
Because physical wounds heal, cinematic ones don't. Listen to Cinema Psyops.
Hey everybody, I'm Corey.
And I'm Zach, and we're the hosts of Podcasting After Dark, a cast dedicated to late-night horror and sci-fi of the 80s and 90s, often found on HBO and Cinemax.
You know, the movies your parents didn't want you watching as a kid. You can find us every other week on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, and Stitcher.
This is what you want.
This is what you get.
It's time, let's check our queue, baby. Pair it with a couple brews, baby. We love good movies. We love the bad ones too. So we watch them all and pass their lessons on to you. Oh yeah. Everything I learned from movies helps to make life a little bit groovy. With a one-last plot holes and gratuitous movies. It's time to get busy with your friend Steve and Izzy. At eilfm.podbean.com.
We now continue with our program.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a jacked up